The fact that you are seeing this video is not an accident of an algorithm. It is a cosmic appointment. It means your consciousness has passed a critical frequency threshold, and this message has been activated specifically for you. This isn't wishful thinking. This is based on the physics of quantum resonance and the immutable laws of synchronicity. Your energetic signature, the unique frequency that is you, is now a perfect match for this specific stream of information. You didn't find this video. You called it into being. In the next hour, you will not just learn about your spiritual upgrade, you will activate its completion. I will provide you with the framework to finally understand the strange, unsettling, and sometimes isolating symptoms you've been feeling. More than that, you will receive the tools to navigate this final, most critical phase of your transformation. We are going to explore the beautiful intersection of spirit and science. We will delve into how quantum mechanics isn't just a theory about strange particles. It is the operating manual for reality itself. It explains these destined moments, these cosmic appointments with breathtaking clarity. You will understand how your consciousness, your awareness, literally reaches into the field of all possibilities and calls forth the exact information, the exact key it needs to unlock the next level of your existence. And most importantly, we will validate why you've been feeling so profoundly strange lately. That quiet sense of disconnection from your own life. That feeling of sitting with friends you've known for years, listening to them discuss the same old topics, and feeling like you're watching a movie you've already seen 100 times. A deep, silent chasm has opened up, and you're on the other side. That sudden, almost physical aversion to certain types of media, music, or conversations. The noise, the drama, the low-frequency chatter that you used to tolerate now feels like sandpaper on your soul. That bone-deep exhaustion that sleep doesn't touch. It's not physical tiredness, it's the exhaustion of running two operating systems at once. The old you and the new you that is coming online, and perhaps the most potent of all, that profound, inexplicable homesickness. A longing for a place you can't name, a home you've never seen, a sense of belonging that this world has never quite offered you. These are not problems. They are not signs that you are breaking down. They are the undeniable symptoms of your impending level up. They are the growing pains of a consciousness expanding beyond its old container. So you're probably asking, what are the actual signs of a spiritual upgrade? It starts with understanding the physics of why you were guided here. If you feel that sense of destiny, that this message found you for a reason, hit the like button now. It's an energetic yes to your own upgrade and helps the signal reach others who are ready. To understand what's happening, you must first understand the central metaphor for our time together. The activation signal. Imagine your soul, your higher self, has been preparing for a monumental software update. For years, perhaps your entire life, it has been running background processes, clearing old data and strengthening its hardware. Recently, you passed the final diagnostic. You reached a state of readiness, a specific vibrational threshold. At that exact moment, your soul began broadcasting a silent, high-frequency signal out into the cosmos. A signal that says, I am ready. The universe, which operates on the flawless logic of quantum resonance, immediately began scanning for this signal. And when it found you, it responded by establishing a secure connection. Think of it like a high-security data transfer. The transfer cannot begin until the recipient's identity and readiness are verified. Your feelings of displacement, your yearning for something more, your very presence here, right now, that was your verification. This video, this stream of information is the first data packet in that transfer. It is the activation signal. It's the download that begins the final installation of your upgraded operating system. It's the key turning in a lock you forgot was even there. The information contained herein isn't just designed to inform you, it's calibrated to resonate with your cellular structure, to awaken dormant codes in your DNA, and to bring your conscious mind into alignment with the profound changes already taking place in your energetic body. The journey ahead is no longer one of confusion. It's one of conscious integration. The great promise of our time together is this. By the end of this hour, the subtle anxiety of the unknown will be replaced by the grounded certainty of the architect. The fear of being lost in transition will be transformed into the excitement of consciously building your new reality. You will understand the what, the why, and the how of this magnificent transformation. A transformation you yourself designed and initiated before you ever took a single breath in this life. You are not a passenger on this journey, anxiously looking out the window. You are the pilot who has just been handed the keys and the map you drew for yourself. Welcome to your activation. That feeling of disconnection, of being a stranger in your own life, it isn't a psychological problem. It's a physics problem. What you are experiencing are the tangible, physiological, and emotional effects of a fundamental frequency shift. To understand what is happening to you, you have to stop thinking in terms of psychology and start thinking in terms of quantum mechanics and information theory. Every single thing in the universe, from a rock to a star to a human thought, vibrates at a specific frequency. Your consciousness is no different. It is an oscillating field of energy and information. For most of your life, that field has been oscillating within a stable, predictable range. This is your baseline reality. But you have done the work. Through lifetimes of experience, through this life's challenges and insights, you have accumulated enough light, enough awareness, to trigger a phase transition. So what is a consciousness shift? Explained simply. It's a phase transition of your being. Consider the nature of water. As H2O, it can exist as solid ice. It is dense, rigid, defined. Its molecules are locked in a crystalline structure. This is like the old consciousness, stable, predictable, but also limited in its movement and expression. If you add enough energy, enough heat, enough light, the ice doesn't just become warmer ice. It undergoes a phase transition. It becomes liquid water. The molecular structure breaks. It is now fluid, adaptable, and takes the shape of any container. It has a completely new set of properties and possibilities. It is still H2O, but its reality has fundamentally changed. Now add even more energy. The water begins to boil. It becomes steam. It is no longer bound by a container. It expands, becomes invisible, and can permeate everything. It is still H2O, but it is operating under a completely different set of physical laws and potentials. This is what is happening to you. Your consciousness is undergoing a phase transition. You are not breaking down. You are boiling. The structure of your old reality, the rigid ice of your former identity, can no longer contain the energy you now embody. The discomfort, the chaos, the feeling of dissolving. This is the energetic equivalent of that boiling point. You are shifting from a dense, visible, predictable state of being to one that is more subtle, more expansive, and unbound by old limitations. This isn't just a metaphor. We see physical correlates of this everywhere. Scientists measure the Schumann resonance, the literal electromagnetic heartbeat of the Earth, and have observed it spiking unpredictably to new highs. Your own brain, when it enters states of profound insight and integrated consciousness, produces high-frequency gamma waves, which literally harmonize and synchronize disparate parts of your neural network into a coherent whole. You are not just imagining this. Your entire biological and planetary system is being retuned to a higher key. This process is not random. It is not chaotic. It is an intelligent, ordered, and elegant sequence. It has a name. We call it the Quantum Ascension Protocol. It is the operating system for a soul's upgrade within a human biological framework, and it has 3 core non-negotiable phases that are occurring simultaneously within you right now. The first phase is systematic deconstruction of the old self. This is the source of the chaos. Your higher awareness has initiated a controlled demolition of every belief system, every identity, every relationship, and every habit that cannot be carried into the new frequency. It is a system-wide purge of low-density data. It feels like your life is falling apart, but from a higher perspective, you are simply clearing the cache. The second phase is the recalibration of the energetic body. This is the source of the strange physical symptoms. The profound exhaustion is your nervous system being literally rewired. The dietary changes are your body rejecting dense foods that cannot be metabolized at your new frequency. The emotional hypersensitivity is your auric field becoming more permeable to truth and more allergic to dissonance. Your body is not sick, it is being upgraded. The third phase is the embodiment of the higher self blueprint. While the old is being deconstructed, the new is being downloaded and integrated. This is that feeling of profound homesickness, that pull towards something you can't name. It's the magnetic pull of your own future self, your soul's original blueprint coming online within your cells. You are remembering who you were before you became who you are. Think back. What old spiritual practice suddenly started to feel hollow or ineffective in the last few months? That wasn't you failing. It was your frequency outgrowing the tool. This brings us to one of the most confusing parts of this process: the sudden failure of old spiritual tools. The very things that got you here might now feel like they are holding you back. This is not your imagination. It is a critical symptom of your upgrade. You are trying to run old software on a new operating system. It creates crashes. It creates frustration. It creates the feeling that you are doing something wrong, when in fact, you have done everything right. Let's look at why 3 of the most common tools are failing you now. First, manifestation techniques. Classic manifestation is based on the law of attraction, which requires you to focus on what you want. But the frequency of wanting is rooted in the frequency of not having. It is an action of the old self, trying to pull a desired reality towards itself through force of will. In the new operating system, this is obsolete. The new paradigm is based on the law of resonance. You don't attract what you want. You materialize what you are. The focus is no longer on chasing a reality, but on embodying a frequency that makes that reality inevitable. Second, affirmations. Affirmations were designed to convince the conscious mind of a new truth, to overwrite old mental programming. For example, you would repeat, "I am worthy," to combat a feeling of unworthiness. But in your upgraded state, this creates a profound internal conflict. Your body, your entire energetic system now knows its worthiness at a cellular level. When you repeat, "I am worthy," your conscious mind is creating an argument with a truth your body has already embodied. It feels false. It feels like a lie. Not because the statement is untrue, but because the very act of needing to affirm it implies a doubt that no longer exists in your core frequency. You are trying to convince the old self of a new truth, instead of embodying the new self for which that truth is simply a fact. Third, meditation. For many, meditation was a tool to quiet the mind, to escape the chaos, to find a place of inner peace. It was a practice of seeking. But you are no longer a seeker. The phase transition has already occurred. Peace is not something you have to find. It is the fundamental frequency of the operating system you are now running. So when you sit to meditate with the old goal of finding peace, your system gets confused. It's like trying to download a file you already have. The old meditation feels empty because its purpose was to build a bridge to a state you now permanently inhabit. The entire paradigm has shifted. The path of spiritual growth is no longer about doing, it is about being. It's a radical shift from effort to embodiment. You spent years, maybe lifetimes, doing the work to raise your vibration. You were climbing a ladder, rung by painstaking rung. But the upgrade means you have reached the top of that ladder. The work is not to keep climbing. The work is to notice that the ladder was leaning against a rooftop, and all you have to do now is step off the ladder and walk around your new expansive home. The work is to stop trying to raise your vibration and start learning to stabilize the vibration you have already become. It's not about climbing a ladder. It's about remembering you can already fly. For the past several minutes, we have been operating under a fundamental assumption. It is the assumption that has governed your entire life. It is the assumption that you are a human being, a personality, a collection of memories and experiences, who is now, for some reason, going through a difficult but beautiful spiritual upgrade. It feels like something is happening to you. A cosmic wave is washing over you. A universal energy is pushing you. You are the subject and the universe is the verb. You are being acted upon. And from this perspective, the confusion, the isolation, the feeling of being lost in a storm you did not ask for, it all makes sense. It is the story of a passenger on a turbulent flight, hoping the pilot knows where they are going. But what if that entire story is wrong? What if the most fundamental assumption of your reality is not just incorrect, but is the very illusion that is causing the suffering? The great revelation of the quantum ascension protocol is not about learning a new technique. It is about remembering a forgotten truth. It is a paradigm shift so profound it will shatter the foundation of who you think you are, and in its place, leave the unshakable certainty of who you truly are. Here is the central paradox. You are not a human being going through a spiritual upgrade. You are a higher dimensional spiritual being, an architect of realities, who is consciously managing your human avatar's upgrade. Let that land. You are not the character in the game, anxiously watching the screen, hoping to get to the next level. You are the player. You are the one holding the controller. This entire experience, this moment of awakening, this period of intense recalibration, it was not a surprise event. It was a pre-planned rendezvous point on your soul's timeline. You, the architect, designed this upgrade. You, the player, chose this level. You, the higher self, placed a cosmic alarm clock in your path. And the fact that you are hearing these words means that alarm is ringing right now. What if the chaos and uncertainty you're feeling isn't a problem to be solved, but the raw material of your new reality taking form? Let that reframe everything. The feeling of being lost, the subtle hopelessness, the fear that you're breaking down, all of it stems from the avatar's limited perspective. It can't see the blueprint. It can't see the architect's plan. It only feels the walls coming down and assumes it's the end of the world. But from your true perspective, the perspective of the player, you know it's not the end. It's a renovation. A controlled demolition of a reality that has become too small for the being you are about to embody. This one shift in perspective changes everything. It is the master key that unlocks you from the prison of circumstance, and once you turn it, you begin to understand the true nature of what you've been experiencing. This is how to handle spiritual awakening symptoms. You stop treating them as symptoms of a sickness and start seeing them as evidence of the cure. This means the chaos isn't random. It's a controlled demolition. The job that suddenly ends, the relationship that dissolves, the plans that fall apart at the last second. These are not cosmic punishments. These are precise, surgical strikes executed by your higher self. They are demolishing the structures of your old timeline to clear the foundation for the new one. The avatar experiences this as loss and failure. The architect recognizes it as progress and efficiency. It is the clearing of dead wood to allow for new growth. It is the universe, under your own higher command, making space for the miracles you have already scheduled. This means your anxiety is not a psychological disorder. It is the avatar's nervous system recalibrating to your higher frequency. Imagine trying to run a next-generation operating system on a 20-year-old computer. The fans would scream, the processor would overheat, the whole system would feel like it's on the verge of crashing. That is your physical body right now. It is being flooded with a bandwidth of consciousness it has never experienced before. The anxiety, the heart palpitations, the sleepless nights. This is not you breaking. This is your nervous system being lovingly, meticulously rewired to handle the voltage of your true self. It is a biological upgrade in real time. This means the people leaving your life are not rejecting you. They are simply incompatible with your new broadcast frequency. Every person operates on a specific energetic channel. As you complete your upgrade, your signal changes. It becomes clearer, higher, more refined. Those who were tuned to your old station will suddenly just hear static. The conversations feel empty. The connections feel forced, not out of malice, but out of pure physics. They are not leaving you. You have simply changed the broadcast. Your soul is now transmitting a frequency that can only be received by those who are a match for the next chapter of your reality. It is a sacred sorting, a divine filtering process. And most importantly, this means you can stop trying so hard. It means you can stop fighting, stop pushing, stop struggling to raise your vibration, to manifest your desires, to heal your wounds. The upgrade is already happening. The demolition is underway. The rewiring is in process. The new frequency is already broadcasting. You are not trying to achieve this state. You are simply allowing its completion. The player is already executing the plan. The avatar's only job is to get out of the way. This realization births an entirely new approach to life. It is the shift from forceful creation to a state of conscious surrender. Surrender in the old paradigm means giving up. It means defeat. It implies a loss of power. But in the new paradigm of the quantum ascendant, surrender is the ultimate act of power. It is the conscious choice to align with the infallible intelligence of your own higher self. It is the difference between trying to fight your way up a raging river, getting exhausted and beaten by the rocks, and instead, turning around, getting in a boat, and using a paddle to expertly steer yourself within the powerful current that was always taking you home. The current is the upgrade. The river is your soul's plan. Your job is not to create the current, but to cooperate with it. It is a dance, not a battle. When chaos erupts, you no longer resist it. You ask, what is this clearing space for? When anxiety surfaces, you don't pathologize it. You breathe and say, thank you, body, for recalibrating. When someone leaves your life, you don't mourn the loss. You bless their journey and whisper, thank you for making space. This is not passivity. It is active, divine cooperation. This is the moment where you graduate from the identity of a spiritual seeker. A seeker, by definition, is always looking for something outside of themselves. The path, the truth, the light, the next guru, the next book, the next workshop that will finally give them the answer. You are no longer a seeker, because you have realized you are not looking for the path. You are the architect revealing the path you already built. You are not searching for the light. You are remembering that you are the light. You are not a student hoping to pass the test. You are the master who designed the curriculum. This is the birth of a new identity. An identity rooted not in becoming but in being. You are a quantum ascendant, a conscious manager of your own evolution, an integrated being who understands the interplay between the avatar and the architect, the human and the divine. You are the bridge between worlds, consciously embodying a higher dimensional frequency on the physical plane. This isn't an identity you have to earn. It is an identity you are simply waking up to. It is your natural state. Welcome home. This revelation isn't just a theory, it's a lived reality. Your higher self, the architect, has been leaving you clues, energetic footprints to prove that it's real. The challenge is that these clues often look like problems. They are counterintuitive. You have likely been misinterpreting the very evidence of your ascension as signs of breakdown. But no more. We are going to learn how to read these footprints. Here are 3 of the most powerful signs that your upgrade is not just coming, but is already well underway. See if you can recognize yourself not in one, but in all 3. The first sign is the dissolution of old desires. You're not losing motivation. You're shedding synthetic goals. Let me explain. For years, perhaps your entire life, you have been driven by certain ambitions. The desire for a specific career path, a certain level of income, a particular relationship or social status. These desires were the engine of your reality. They got you out of bed in the morning. They structured your choices. But recently, something has shifted. You achieve a goal that once meant everything to you, and at the summit you feel nothing. An emptiness. Or you look at the mountain you're supposed to be climbing next and you feel a profound sense of apathy. You can't even bring yourself to take the first step. Your mind tells you this is depression, laziness, a midlife crisis. You judge yourself for losing your drive, for no longer wanting the things everyone agrees are worth wanting. But what is actually happening is a profound act of spiritual purification. This is your energetic body's immune response to misalignment. Your soul, now operating at a higher, clearer frequency, is systematically purging desires that were never authentically yours to begin with. They were programs, inherited from your parents, absorbed from society, installed by media. They were synthetic goals designed for the avatar, not the architect. Your new frequency can no longer resonate with them. Imagine a woman named Amelia. For 15 years, she was a titan of corporate law. Her ambition was a fire. She loved the fight, the strategy, the corner office with its sweeping view of the city. Her desire for a partnership at the firm was the central organizing principle of her life. And then, she got it. The email arrived, the congratulations were given, the champagne was popped, and as she stood in her expensive apartment that night, looking at the framed announcement, she felt a hollowness so vast it scared her. The fire was gone. It wasn't burnout, it was absence. The next week at work, the thrill of closing a deal was replaced by a deep sense of meaninglessness. The things that once excited her now felt like a performance. She realized the desire for status, for that specific kind of success, was a frequency she had been matching, a program she ran perfectly. But it wasn't her. It was the frequency of her father's approval, the frequency of societal expectation. Her soul had finally reached a vibration where it could no longer hold that dissonant note. It was rejecting it, like a body rejecting an implant that isn't a vibrational match. This is how you spot it in your own life. It's a feeling of profound apathy toward things that used to be your rocket fuel. It's the sudden disinterest in hobbies, social circles, or career tracks that once defined you. It's not that you've lost your passion. It's that you have created a sacred emptiness, a vacuum, making space for the desires of your true self to finally emerge. You are not losing your way. You are losing a way that was never yours. Comment with the number of the sign that resonated most deeply. Let's create a powerful field of validation in the comments. I want you to see you are not alone in this. The second sign, which often follows directly on the heels of the first, is synchronistic chaos. Your life isn't falling apart. The old timeline is dissolving to make way for the new one. The chaos you are experiencing is the sound of reality reconfiguring around your new frequency. This is a direct consequence of the observer effect on a macro scale. As you, the architect, shift your internal frequency, the quantum field, which had collapsed a stable reality around your old self, must now liquefy. It has to return to a state of pure potentiality before it can collapse a new reality that matches your new energetic signature. From the outside, it looks like progress. From the inside, it feels like everything is breaking. Your car breaks down. Your computer crashes, losing a vital project. A trip gets unexpectedly canceled. A relationship that seemed stable suddenly ends. Your routine is disrupted again and again by a cascade of bad luck. The avatar's mind panics. It sees this as failure, as life going wrong. But the architect understands. These are not roadblocks. They are quantum course corrections. The universe is systematically dismantling the structures, routines, and relationships that belong to your old frequency, because they cannot exist on the new timeline you are moving to. The chaos is a demolition crew, clearing the foundation. Think of a man named Mark. For a year, he'd been pushing for a promotion at his marketing firm. He didn't really want it. It was a clear case of dissolving desire, but it was the next logical step. The day of the final interview, an event he'd been working toward for months, a freak accident on the highway causes a 2-hour standstill. He misses the interview. He is furious, defeated. He sees it as a sign of his failure. To kill time, he pulls into a small independent coffee shop he's never visited. While waiting, he overhears two people passionately discussing a startup that creates sustainable housing for remote communities. This was his dream, a passion he had abandoned 20 years ago as impractical. The disaster of the traffic jam wasn't random. It was an intelligent, precise intervention by his higher self to physically remove him from a timeline that was no longer a vibrational match and place him in the exact location where the seed of his new timeline was being spoken into existence. This is how you spot it. It's a cluster of breakdowns, delays, and bizarre coincidences that shatter your normal routine. It feels like you're wading through mud, but every piece of chaos is a carefully orchestrated event designed to disconnect you from a lower probability path and align you with a higher one. The friction you feel is the friction of shifting between realities. The third sign is a heightened sensitivity to dissonance. You are not becoming intolerant or negative. Your truth meter has been upgraded to a level of profound precision. You can now physically feel misalignment. Before the upgrade, you could tolerate it. You could sit through a dinner with people gossiping and just feel vaguely uncomfortable. You could watch the news and feel sad or angry. You could listen to a friend tell you a white lie and let it slide. Now that tolerance is gone, inauthenticity in all its forms has become physically abrasive. This is not a psychological judgment, it is a physiological reality. Your newly calibrated nervous system and energetic body are a finely tuned instrument. They can detect the subtle dissonance between the frequency being broadcast and the words being spoken, or the intention behind an action. When someone is being inauthentic, you feel it in your gut as a wave of nausea. When you watch media saturated in the frequency of fear, you get a headache or feel a profound energy drain. You walk into a room and can immediately feel if the environment is heavy or clear. You are not being judgmental. Your body is simply giving you an accurate, unbiased reading of the energy around you. It's a brand new guidance system. What you used to process with your mind, you now process with your entire being. Consider Sarah, a woman who always prided herself on being informed. She watched the nightly news religiously. In the past few months, however, she found that within 10 minutes of turning it on, a tension headache would begin to build behind her eyes and a feeling of dread would settle in her stomach. At first, she thought she was just becoming too sensitive to the world's problems. But then she noticed the same physical reaction when a particular colleague at work would tell exaggerated stories to make himself look good. It wasn't the content, it was the frequency. Her body was viscerally rejecting the vibration of manipulation and fear. It was telling her, this is not clean data. This is not a match for your new operating system. Disengage. This is the sign, a visceral physical reaction to people, places, media, and even foods that carry a dissonant or inauthentic frequency. It's your upgraded internal guidance system working perfectly. Stop overriding it. Stop calling it negativity. Start trusting it as your most reliable compass. Now, do you see the pattern? These are not three isolated events, they are a feedback loop, a divine intelligent process. The dissolution of old desires creates the sacred vacuum. It clears the space. The synchronistic chaos rushes in to reconfigure that space, dismantling the old and presenting the raw materials for the new. And your heightened sensitivity is the compass you use to navigate the chaos, to choose the path, the person, the opportunity that truly resonates with the frequency of your architect's self. Demolition, reconstruction, navigation. This is the evidence. This is the proof, written into the fabric of your daily life, that your upgrade is real and that you, the architect, are in control. You have not been lost. You have been in deep, sacred, and perfectly orchestrated transformation. You understand it. You have seen the proof in your own life, the energetic footprints of a reality reconfiguring itself around you. But to know the map is not the same as to feel the destination in your bones. Now it is time to stop observing the upgrade and become it. This is the most important part of our journey together. I ask for your full presence. Find a space where you can be undisturbed for the next few minutes. Sit comfortably or lie down. Turn off your phone's notifications. And when you are ready, gently close your eyes. This is not a visualization. This is an activation. Let's begin by bringing your full awareness to the body, the human vehicle that has carried you through this entire process. Your avatar. Feel the weight of it, the points of contact between your body and the surface beneath you. Feel the subtle fabric of your clothes against your skin. Notice the temperature of the air as it enters your nostrils and the warmth of it as it leaves. This body has been under immense stress. It has been processing light codes and frequency shifts it didn't have a language for. It has felt the phantom exhaustion, the strange aches, the nervous system buzz of a high-voltage current running through circuits designed for a lower power. Place your awareness in your heart space now, and from that center, send a wave of profound gratitude to this physical form. Thank your cells for their resilience. Thank your nervous system for its incredible adaptability. Thank your heart for continuing to beat through the confusion and the fear. Acknowledge the avatar's experience. The anxiety it held was real. The feeling of being unmoored was its reality. Forgive it for its moments of doubt. Honor its struggle. Let it know that its service has been perfect, that every moment of discomfort was a necessary part of this grand recalibration. It has been the frontline soldier in a silent cosmic evolution, and its work is now complete. Now, I want you to shift your awareness. Move it from the center of your chest, up through your throat, up behind your eyes, and then shift it up and back, as if you are now seated in a vast silent space behind your own head, looking out through the eyes of the avatar. You are not the character. You are the player. From this seat of the true observer, you are not trying to create a feeling of peace. You are not trying to achieve a higher frequency. You are simply remembering it. Remember the state of being that is your natural home, before the game began, before you chose this avatar in this timeline. Access the memory of your true nature. It is not a feeling you have to build. It is a fact you must recall. Remember the silence. The expansive, intelligent, loving silence from which all worlds are born. Remember the feeling of complete knowing. No questions, because you are the answer. No searching, because you are the destination. You are the architect, standing in the center of your own perfect blueprint. Feel the frequency of this state. It is not ecstatic or loud. It is profoundly calm. It is a stillness that contains all motion, a certainty that contains all possibility. It is the frequency of unconditional love, not as an emotion, but as a fundamental law of physics, the very fabric of your being. This is who you are. You are not the human having the spiritual experience. You are the spiritual experience having the human. Remain in this seat of the architect. From this place of omniscient calm, look down with love at the avatar, your human self. See it there, waiting patiently, ready for its final instruction. Now, you will send the signal. From your core as the architect, you will now send a beam of this native frequency, this original blueprint of pure, calm, knowing love, down into the avatar. It is not a forceful push. It is a gentle, sovereign permission. Feel this beam of light and information enter the crown of the avatar's head, and watch as it begins to soothe the entire system. This is the frequency download you have been waiting for. Feel it cascading through the brain, not like an electric shock, but like a soothing liquid light balm. It is rewriting old code, deleting fear-based loops. It is soothing the frayed wires of the central nervous system. Every neuron that fired in panic is now being bathed in the frequency of absolute safety. The upgrade is no longer a stress. It is a homecoming. Follow this calibrating energy as it flows down into the throat, clearing the pathways of authentic expression. Feel it pool in the heart, dissolving the armor of past hurts and perceived separations. This is not healing. It is remembering wholeness. Allow the signal to flow down through the torso, into every organ, recalibrating their function to this new, higher baseline of vitality. Finally, feel it ground deep into the earth through the base of your spine and the soles of your feet, anchoring this new operating system into the material plane. The avatar is no longer running on the old software of survival. It is now fully integrated with the architect's OS of creation. Now for the final step. Integration. There is no longer a separation between the player and the character, the architect and the avatar, the observer and the observed. Gently, allow the 2 points of awareness to merge into one. Feel your vast architect self fully and completely inhabit your physical form. Your awareness is no longer just behind the eyes. It is in your hands. It is in your feet. It is in every single cell. You are the infinite consciousness and the finite form fully integrated. One being. Feel your new baseline. This deep, unshakable calm. This quiet certainty. This open-hearted presence. This is not a peak state to strive for. This is your new normal. This is home. Take a deep, slow breath in, anchoring this feeling. And as you exhale, begin to gently bring your awareness back to the room around you. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Become aware again of the sounds and the space. And when you are ready, and only when you are ready, slowly open your eyes. Welcome back, architect. As you return, what one word best describes the frequency of your upgraded self? Is it clarity? Is it peace? Sovereignty? Presence? Hold on to that word. It's your new compass. Welcome back, architect. You are now operating from an integrated state. From this place, action is different. It's not about hustle. It's about resonance. It's not about pushing the river. It's about becoming the current. The anxiety of trying to become something is over. The work now is to gracefully inhabit what you already are and to dismantle the structures that obscure this truth. To do that, you need a new toolkit. Not a set of rules, but a set of sovereign practices for building your new reality upon this unshakable foundation you have just activated. Here are your first 3 tools from the Quantum Architect's Toolkit. So, here's how to handle spiritual awakening symptoms with a new level of mastery. You stop managing them and start using them as raw data to guide your reconstruction. The first tool is the most fundamental. It is the practice of creating sacred empty space within your energetic field. We call it conscious defragmentation. Think of your consciousness like a hard drive. For years, you've been installing programs, identities, beliefs, obligations, and relationship contracts. The identity of the good son, the belief that I must work hard to be worthy, the obligation to always be available. Many of these were installed by others. Some you installed yourself for survival, but your new operating system, your upgraded frequency, is no longer compatible with this old software. It's slowing you down, causing crashes and conflicts. Conscious defragmentation is the practice of consciously and lovingly uninstalling these outdated programs. The principle here is based on quantum physics. The universe abhors a vacuum. When you truly release an old energy, you create a void, a quantum potential space. The universe will immediately rush to fill that space with experiences, people, and opportunities that match the frequency of the space's creator, you, the architect. You must create a vacuum for the new reality to rush in. Here is the precise method. It takes 5 minutes a day. First, find a moment of quiet, preferably in the morning. Close your eyes and take one deep breath to center yourself in the feeling of your architect self you just embodied. Second, scan your energy field. Don't look for problems. Simply ask, what is one belief, identity, or obligation that feels heavy today? What feels like it's from a past version of me? It might be a person's expectation of you. It might be a story you tell about yourself. It might be a fear. Don't judge what comes up, just identify one. For today, let's say it's the identity of the people pleaser. Third, bring the energy of that identity into focus. See it, feel it, acknowledge it. Do not push it away. Fourth, speak to it with profound gratitude. Say, either aloud or internally, I honor you. You kept me safe. You helped me belong. Your service was necessary and I'm grateful for the role you played. This step is absolutely critical. Fifth, release it. Say, your service is now complete. I release you with love. You are free to dissolve back into undifferentiated energy. I am no longer available for this role. Feel it dissolve. Feel the space it leaves behind. That's it. You've uninstalled one file. What is the very first outdated belief or identity you are committing to consciously defragment starting today? Declaring it gives it power. Now, a critical warning. The most common mistake people make is to fight or hate the old parts of themselves. They try to kill the people pleaser, to shame the part that feels unworthy. This is a fatal error. What you resist persists. Hating an old program is like pouring energy and focus directly into it, strengthening its code. Gratitude is the universal solvent. You must thank the old identity for its service. It was a brilliant strategy your avatar used to survive in a lower frequency reality. By honoring it, you remove its power and allow it to dissolve gracefully. Use this tool every morning. Or, use it in the moment you feel the friction, the conflict between your new self and an old obligation pulling on you. This is your primary practice for creating the new world. The second tool is designed to stabilize your new baseline, so it becomes your default state, not a temporary peak you have to strain to visit. We call this frequency anchoring. The principle here is neuroplasticity. Your brain and nervous system have spent a lifetime carving deep neural pathways corresponding to your old self. Pathways of worry, of self-doubt, of seeking external validation. The feeling of your architect self is a new neural pathway. It's faint at first. To make it your default state, you must consciously and repeatedly activate it. You must tell your body, this is our new home. This is our new normal. You are carving a new groove through repetition, making it easier and more automatic to return to this state. Here is the simple, elegant practice. First, take the one-word compass you identified after our meditation. That word, be it sovereign and peace, mind, clarities, or home, is your anchor. It is the code that instantly activates the feeling state. Second, set 3 random alarms on your phone for today. Label them with your word. Third, when an alarm goes off, no matter what you are doing, stop. Close your eyes if you can. Take one single conscious breath. For the next 60 seconds, do nothing but feel the feeling of that word. Don't think about it. Don't analyze it. Embody it. Become it. Let it saturate every cell in your body. Then, open your eyes and continue with your day, that's all. The common mistake here is rooted in the old paradigm of spiritual effort. People have a powerful peak experience and then spend the rest of the day trying to hold on to it, creating enormous tension. They grip it so tightly they strangle it. The goal is not to hold the peak feeling all day. That's exhausting and unnatural. The goal is gentle, repeated check-ins. It's a practice of remembering, not a practice of holding. 3 times a day for 60 seconds each, you are simply reminding your nervous system of its new baseline. It's an act of gentle, consistent self-remembering. Use this tool 3 times a day as a non-negotiable practice, and you must also use it as an emergency brake anytime you feel yourself being pulled into old drama, a vortex of fear, or someone else's chaos. It is your instant reset button. The third tool is for navigating the external world. As you change, the world around you will react. Some will be inspired. Some will be confused. Some will feel threatened by your new light. This tool allows you to hold your frequency no matter what is happening outside of you. We call it the neutral observer. The principle is the quantum observer effect, which we've discussed. Your focused emotional attention on a situation collapses potentiality into a specific reality. When you become emotionally entangled in chaos, when you judge it, fear it, or try to fix it, you are feeding your energy into that chaotic pattern and helping to sustain it. By observing a situation from a neutral, non-judgmental state, you prevent yourself from becoming entangled. You hold your own frequency, and you allow the chaos to play out without being fueled by your energy. You stop co-signing realities you do not wish to inhabit. Here is how you practice it. When chaos erupts, a friend gets angry, a project at work fails, you receive bad news. The first step is to breathe. Do not react. Second, in your mind's eye, visualize yourself taking one step back from the situation, then another. Third, imagine the entire scene is now playing out on a movie screen in front of you. You are in the audience. You are safe. You are separate from the drama on the screen. Fourth, as you watch the events unfold, simply say to yourself, interesting. This one word is incredibly powerful. It acknowledges what is happening without assigning any emotional charge or meaning to it. It's not good, it's not bad, it just is, it's data. Fifth, once you feel that sense of detachment, that calm neutrality, bring your awareness back to your frequency anchor word. Return home. The common mistake here is one of the most misunderstood concepts in all of spirituality: spiritual bypassing. People pretend they don't care. They fake neutrality. They use spiritual concepts to avoid feeling genuine emotion. That is not what this is. True neutrality is not numbness. It is a state of profound, unshakable peace. It is the vantage point of the architect who sees the bigger picture and understands that the avatar's drama is not the ultimate reality. You don't fake it. You access it by remembering who you are. Feel the authentic neutrality, the calm wisdom of your higher self. It's not about pretending you're above it all. It's about remembering you are vast enough to contain it all without being defined by it. Use this tool during any interaction or event that threatens to pull you back into old patterns of reactivity, anger, or fear. It is your shield of peace. These three tools form a complete, elegant framework for your daily life as an architect. Defragment in the morning to consciously create the space for your new reality. Anchor throughout the day to fill that space with the signature frequency of your upgraded self. Observe as needed to protect that sacred space from external dissonance and entanglement. This is not a system of hope. It is a system of engineering. You are not wishing for a new reality. You are consciously constructing it. One moment, one choice, one frequency at a time. You received the signal. You understood the revelation. You embodied the frequency. And now, you hold the tools. You are no longer a passenger in your own life, subject to the chaotic winds of change. You are consciously, deliberately navigating your quantum ascension. Take a deep, conscious breath, and in that breath, acknowledge yourself for this monumental achievement. This was not a passive experience. Your readiness called this forth. Your courage allowed it to land. Your commitment to your own evolution is what activated this entire process. The journey from confusion to clarity, from feeling like a victim of strange symptoms to understanding them as evidence of your own power, is the single greatest journey a being can take. And you have taken it. You have arrived. But this arrival, this new state of being, is not an endpoint. It is a starting point. It is the grand opening of a door you may not have even known was there. The entire purpose of the Quantum Ascension Protocol, the deconstruction, the recalibration, the embodiment, was to prepare your vessel, to upgrade your human avatar's operating system so that it could handle a higher bandwidth of consciousness, a faster processing speed of reality. The next question, the one that your soul is now beginning to whisper in the quiet moments, is this. For what? For what have you been prepared? What happens now that your internal world is calibrated to a frequency of peace and certainty? What is the purpose of this newfound power? This personal upgrade, as monumental and life-changing as it is just the first step. You've cleaned your house, you've prepared the foundation, you have stabilized your frequency. The next phase of the journey is about what you choose to build upon that foundation. What happens when your upgraded consciousness, your architect self, begins to consciously interact with the quantum field not just to manage your reality, but to create it? What happens when you realize your choices, your frequency, your focus, don't just affect your personal timeline, but have the potential to affect all timelines? This is the great expansion. You've moved from being a piece on the chessboard to understanding you are the player. The next step is to realize you designed the game itself. This is where we must introduce a new layer of physics, a new dimension of your creative power. The entire journey up to this point has been about mastering your frequency to stabilize your experience on your current timeline, to find peace, clarity, and power right here, right now. It has been about transforming your relationship with the reality that is presently collapsing around you. But what if you could do more than just manage this reality? What if you could consciously collapse a completely different one? A reality that isn't just a slightly improved version of your present, but an entirely different probable future. This is the science of quantum timelines. It is the understanding that every possible future, every potential reality, exists right now as a wave of probability in the quantum field. Your frequency, your state of being, determines which of those infinite possibilities collapses into your experience. Mastering your frequency, as you have just learned, allows you to stabilize on a particular timeline to make it coherent and harmonious. But what happens when that stability meets a new level of conscious choice? The ability to make a quantum leap, to shift from one probable reality stream to another entirely, becomes not just possible, but inevitable. This is the next layer of your power as an architect. Subscribe and turn on all notifications. The next step in this journey is understanding quantum timelines, and our next video, Quantum Timelines Explained, How to Collapse Your Most Probable Future, is the masterclass. Don't miss the next activation. In that deep dive, we will move beyond the conceptual and into the practical application. We will explore the physics of parallel realities not as science fiction, but as operational mechanics of the universe. I will give you a specific protocol for identifying the frequency of your desired timeline and a method for executing a conscious collapse, for making the quantum leap from where you are to where your soul knows you are meant to be. It is the art and science of becoming a deliberate creator of worlds, and after that our journey continues. We will explore why synchronicity is simpler than you think. It's pure physics. You will learn to see the so-called coincidences in your life not as random luck, but as the universe showing you its mathematical work, revealing the elegant resonant pathways you are creating with your new frequency. You will become a reader of the quantum field, seeing the connections, the pathways, the divine intelligence in everything. This is the curriculum for the new human, for the quantum ascendant. You found this video because you were ready to level up. The confusion is gone. The anxiety of the unknown has been replaced by the quiet certainty of the architect. That deep, isolating feeling of being out of sync with your own life is over, because you now understand you were never out of sync with your life. You were simply ahead of it, pulling it forward into a new expression. You have completed the activation. Your real journey as a conscious creator begins now. Go forward not in hope, but in certainty. Go forward not as a seeker, but as a source. The feeling of being lost is replaced by the profound knowledge that you are the one who draws the map. You are not just receiving the signal anymore. You are the signal.